birthday, Natalie. I'm like,
happy birthday! That's right.
I've been like just basking in the glow of my birthday this morning before this. So yeah.
That's so right. I saw that this morning and I was like, I have to remember to make sure.
It's okay. I'll remind you.
Love it. Love it. Okay. We are live. Hello, everyone. Happy Healthy Women Canada. Nice to see you all. Happy Tuesday. And welcome to our lunch hour live. I am here. First of all, I'm Natalie Cololito, the founder of Happy Healthy Women, and I am honored to be here with the amazing Celia Fernandes, who is a part of our leadership collective in the Toronto West branch. Celia is a trailblazer in Toronto West, and of course, with everything we're going through right now, she's all over the place because all of our leaders are all over the place and not just in their branch. So Celia is a business coach and a strategist, and I love that she is out there to serve those women entrepreneurs that are in soul aligned businesses and help them with strategy and help them with a plan. And so hello, Celia, and welcome. Thank you for being here.
Thank you. I'm so happy to be here. It's awesome.
And happy birthday. We were just talking about how it's her birthday. So everybody, if you're watching, feel free to send Celia your best wishes. And yeah, we are here today to talk about, do we have the right strategy in place for our businesses? So before we get into that, Celia, I want to learn from you. Maybe you can share, a minute on your story and how you got to be where you are today, because that's always inspiring to the women that are watching.
Sure. Thank you. Yeah. I'm here, I'm a business strategist and coach now because I was working in corporate for almost 13 years and I have a business background. I have an MBA and I worked in business strategy and marketing for a long time. And I got to a point in my life where I was just, I sort of achieved all the things that people aspire to. Like I was making over 6 figures. I, have my condo and a great group of friends and all that. And there was a large part of me that still felt like unfulfilled and felt like there had to be more to my life than just, going to work every day and doing work that didn't necessarily align to my soul and to what I felt like I was being called to do. And so, I made the decision to leave. Like I basically decided that it was, I was either going to keep going down that path and just end up presenting a lot of my life one day, or I was going to make a choice and take a risk and, leave and decide to start my own business. And so I did. I've been a coach now for probably over 2 years, but really mostly in the last year, I would say, is where I really kind of got clear in terms of the type of women I want to serve and how I can best show up for people and really kind of live my highest purpose here. I'm really committed, and I say this because it's what I want for myself, and it's what I want for anyone who I work with, and anyone, period. Like not even people that I work with. Just for those of us that are feeling a calling or a desire to show up in a bigger way through our work, like that's what I want to be able to help women do, is to reach their highest potential through their work. Not everybody's path is to do that. Not everybody is here to serve through their work. People serve in all kinds of ways, right? People serve as being, mothers and being, amazing employees and doing other things in their life. But for those women who are looking to serve through their work, then I want to be able to support them in reaching their highest potential through their work as entrepreneurs. And that's really why that's so important to me, because it's what I aspire to for my life.
Yeah, amazing. And I love this because I think that you and I have had another discussion on our lunch hour lives about this, because a lot of the times women who are in that place of service in their business and are leading with their true purpose are most of the time really aligned with the feminine energies, right? With really moving forward in that feminine. And sometimes they don't give the attention, or they kind of shy away from looking at the strategy side of things, right? That stuff that has numbers and has plans and all of that, because we're so soul aligned that we just want to move forward with our heart. So talk to me a little bit about that too, and what you've seen recently. Yeah.
I love that question, Natalie, because that actually was me too. Like even though I have an MBA and I have a business background, when I decided to start my business, I was just tuning into the feminine. I was like, what am I being called to do? What am I here for? What is my bigger purpose? And I kind of just put my business mind on pause and was really just coming from a place of wanting to be of service, but not really getting clear on what that looked like. And then it was only when I started to connect with other women, other soul-aligned, purpose-driven, heart-centered women business owners, that I started to recognize that, there was this passion and this desire that we all have to want to serve in a bigger way and to want to show up, but not really being able to do that, like feeling frustrated that we can't get out there and actually be seen and have the impact that we really crave. And so that's when I started to realize that, well, one of the biggest gaps is that there are actually business processes and structures and tools and resources in place that can help you do that. And so that's really when I decided that was my gift, was to be able to bring that side, more of what we like to perceive as the masculine energy, that logic, the linear thinking, and how to apply that to support our soul aligned business. Because I do believe that we're each here, we each have a unique contribution to make, and we each have a unique way that we get to show up in the world. And I'm all about supporting and encouraging that part of you to show up and to be seen, but to be supported by a business system that will actually allow you to do that in a bigger way, right? And so, so because although we are each unique, there are structures and systems in place that can help you build a business and do it in a way that is aligned to you. Like that's where I think there's a bit of a disconnect, is I think a lot of women believe that, oh, if I don't want to be, like if I'm strategic, then I have to do something that makes me feel uncomfortable. In fact, I just got off my Power Hour call, and that was one of the first conversations that we were having. One of the questions that somebody said is, she's like, I want to expand my business. I want to be able to grow my business, but I don't want to do it in the way that everybody's telling me I have to. I don't want to show up on social media every day. I don't want to, that's not how I operate. That's not what gives me energy. And I was like, you don't have to, because to build a soul aligned business means that you get to decide how you show up best, where you show up best, and then what are the vehicles and tools that you can apply that are going to help you build a business that feels right for you. For some people, that's building a program. For some people, that's one-on-one coaching. For some people, that's, a membership site. Like there's so many, nowadays we're so fortunate that there's so many ways in which we can grow our business. I was listing them out earlier. Like you can, you can be on podcasts, you can create a membership, you can have a Facebook group, you can, do one-to-one coaching, you can, there's so many different ways. And so when you strategically build a soul aligned business, is you look for the ways that speak to you, and you look for the ways that where you can show up and do that in a way that honors who you are and allows you to show up in the best way possible.
Yes.
It was like a long rant, but you can tell I'm passionate because I feel like you can do it. It can be done.
Yes, no, totally. I love that. I love that you brought that up too, because I think that that's a common misconception, that if you're a woman in business, a solo entrepreneur, that you need to be all over social. You need to show that your life is perfect and your business is perfect. And that's not necessarily the case. And we do that with Happy Healthy Women too. We offer so many ways for women to take part. So it's not just about holding workshops, right? It's about, sorry, that's my dog shaking my computer. But I totally love that. And I'm so glad that you brought that up. So Celia, talk to me about, what are some things, like if you could name a few top things that you would, say to anyone who's watching that is thinking, okay, I am living so far in the feminine, which is great. It's great to have that. But it's time that I start to implement some strategy into my business. And it's time that I start to figure out how to make it all happen and work. What would you say? Where would you say to start?
Great. I think so. One of the things that, again, as soul aligned entrepreneurs, we really connect to what is our calling? What do we feel compelled to want to bring forward into the world? What do we want to share with this world? And so once you've kind of and so for a lot of us, it starts there, right? It starts like, I have this contribution that I want to make. I have this vision that I want to put forward into the world. So then, I think this is probably going to be something that you've heard a lot of times, but it is so important that you start with, then great, then who are those people that I can serve? And where are they? And how do I show up for them? And what do they need to hear from me? So it's all about really getting clear on who you're serving. Where do you, how do you create, so once you're clear on who you're serving, then you have a better understanding of what those people need from you, right? So what are the problems that you can solve for them? How can you help them move forward in some area of their life? Like, again, through your gifts, right? So your whole focus is on like, how do you help these people? And then you need to figure out, what is going to be of most benefit to them. So that's when you start to talk about like, okay, so what are the products and services that I can offer? I know who I want to serve. I know the people that I can help. I know the kind of difference I want to make in their lives. I'm a health coach and I want people to be living, healthier, more meaningful lives. Or I'm a graphic designer and I know I can help people bring their vision to life through my designs. Or I'm a coach who helps women who are, in difficult relationships. And I know I can see what's possible for them if they have the courage to honor themselves and move out of those relationships. Like you can see what's possible for the people that you want to serve. And then you have to just figure out what's the best, like what's your vehicle for how you're going to do that. Right. So, and that again, like in terms of soul alignment, it then involves saying, how can I best help them in a way that honors me? So it's not saying, okay, how can I best help them and look at what everybody else is doing in the industry and feel like I have to do what everybody else is doing. It's saying, no, how can I best help them and still do it in a way that allows me to show up with my own gifts and my own style and my own voice that's going to make a difference for them. So again, that could be, you decide that, one-to-one coaching is really where you shine, or, you want to lead group workshops, or you want to be a speaker, or you want to, like basically create packages. Like there's so many different ways that you can then decide on the how you're going to do that. And then once you've kind of figured that piece out, then it's around sharing that with your community. And again, doing it in a way that feels right for you. So it doesn't have to mean posting every day on social media. It can also, it can mean you do it in a way that, it's not like you have to all of a sudden start paying, doing Facebook ads. Like you start to look for ways where you can reach that community with the message that you have and the offer that you have in a way that, again, feels aligned to you. Does that make sense?
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, because we can get caught up in, okay, so now I'm in business, and now I have to do a podcast, and now I have to do lives, and now I have to be perfect on Instagram, and this is like, and so this makes so much sense because you're asking us to look at who we're aligned with and then what we're aligned with in order to get that message across. Great. And so what is there anything else that you would say in terms of strategy? So if I know who and what would be my next step in moving forward?
So I have this, like, I'm actually, it's funny because I'll show you. Do I have it? No, I don't have it right here. Right here, maybe. Anyways, I was sketching out this like model that I'm building for soul aligned businesses. But yeah, so it starts with the center, which is the why, right? Like, why is it important? Why do I care? Why? What kind of difference am I here to make, right? And then you have to figure out, like, who are the people that you're serving? What are the problems that you're solving for them? What pain do they have? What problems are they struggling with? How do you support them in that? And then really you have to get clear on why they need to choose you. Like, what is it about you? What is it about your story? What is it about your journey? What is it about your experience? What is it about your gifts that are going to resonate with your audience, right? What is it that is going to compel them to want to connect with you specifically versus someone else out there, right? So that's where you start to be able to communicate, how do I show up in a way that is going to, again, honor who I am and be true to myself and serve, right? And so you have to figure out, like, what is your way? And, we call that, in strategic terms, it's kind of your brand. It's how you're defining yourself, right? What are your values? What is your mission? Like, that's building your brand. And so the people that are attracted to your brand will start to come to you, right? So, and then once you've sort of figured all that out, then you can start to decide, okay, what are my offers? What are the ways in which I can connect with the people? Like I was just talking about, what are the things that I need to produce in order for them to be able to work with me, right? Because yes, you want people to know you and you want to be of service, but you also need them to know how they can work with you. How are they going to be able to connect with the work that you have to offer, right? And
Yeah.
and I really think like one of the things that I think is so important, and I was thinking about it even earlier today for myself, is that when you're thinking about how I can serve and what I can contribute and how I can show up for other people, you get out of your own that headspace of like, well, who am I, or someone else is already doing this, or it's not, how am I going to show up in a way that's different than everybody else? Because I know that's a lot of the mind stuff that we all deal with, which is, how do I stand out? How do I make myself show up differently? And that's because we're focused on ourselves. And so when you start to like actually look at, okay, why am I here and who am I serving? Then start to become a lot more clear in terms of how you can show up for them. And that helps influence your mindset around pricing, right? If you're coming from a place of like, I'm ready to serve and I'm here to contribute and I'm here to make a difference in your life, then you can put value around that. Versus if you're focusing inward on, oh, who am I, or why should somebody buy from me, or what have I got that's any different than anybody else? That's where you really get stuck in that story of like, like not valuing yourself, not valuing your services, not valuing what you have to offer. So yeah, that's a really, I think, important piece to just also keep in mind.
Absolutely. Absolutely. And the more authentic you are with yourself, the more authentic you come across to the people who are watching what you're doing. And as much as we, like, even if our interaction on things like social media is small, there are people watching, right? And they're making a mental note of who they want to work with and how they want to work with them. And so the more authentic you can be with yourself, the more authentic you will show up. And like, that is just a perfect place to start. So thank you for that, Celia. My last question would be, how do people work with you? And yeah, how do people get in touch with you? So how, like, do you do one-on-one coaching? Is it group coaching? What's going on in the world of Celia?
Thank you. I'm going to answer that, but I had just one more thought that I kind of want to share, and then I'm going to get to that. Yeah. And I think just, in terms of this topic, solo line business and strategy, like a business strategy, if I could just quickly articulate it for people, is really, you have, you're solving a problem for somebody, what the problem is, who the people are that have that problem, and then how you can help them, right? And then everything then becomes about, how do you connect with those people? That's your, that's your marketing. How do you convert those people into customers? That's your sales. Like, how do you get them to want to buy from you? And then, you have systems and processes that support that, right? And so that is like just the standard formula for building a business, any business. And the way that it becomes a solo line business is because you're doing all of that from a place of inspired action, from a place of, tuning into how it is that you best show up and how you are here to serve. And so the vehicle or the model, like the business strategic model, doesn't take any of that away. Like that, you can still build a business strategically and do it in a way that is inspired, in a way that comes from inspired action, that comes from being of service. Like, and that's really the kind of the message that I want to leave people with. And all of that does is, by implementing the strategy, is help accelerate and improve your ability to serve. Like, it really expands your ability to serve and show up in a bigger way. Because I think that's what a lot of us, here want to be able to do. So yeah, in terms of how you can work with me, I would say the best thing right now is to connect with me on my website, so www.sheandbiz.com, because that's a great way to stay connected to what I'm up to. I'm actually in the process right now. I'm super excited. I'm going to be launching a program, a beta program this summer, and there's going to be like a full week of free content that I'm going to be offering. So if you want to stay connected and you want to find out about that, definitely just sign up to my newsletter, because I will be letting everybody on my newsletter know that that's coming up, and it's going to be awesome. I'm pretty excited.
Amazing. I love it. And can people sign up with you for a free discovery call to learn more about you if they're looking to do coaching?
Yeah, they could definitely reach out to me. There's a contact page on the website that they could reach out to me. Yeah.
Perfect. All right. Amazing. So go check out Celia, sheandbiz.com. Celia, I love it. I love this topic. We are so aligned, and you can tell because like we're twinsies today, like we said. So
yeah.
Thank you again.
Here it is. Yeah.
We didn't plan it, but it's showing the alignment. Thank you again so much for being on this call today and going live with me. And thank you everyone who has tuned in and watched. if you are someone who is looking to get aligned with your business and get aligned with a great strategy, get in touch with Celia. And also, if you are looking to step into your leadership as Celia is with our community, get in touch with us at happyhealthywomen.ca, and you can learn how to become a trailblazer or a branch director yourself. So thank you, girl. Have a great rest of your day, everybody, and we will talk to you soon. Bye.
Thank you.